Next, we have Mr. Jotvinder Sodhi, who's a volunteer and advocate from the concerned residents of Brampton and the Home Owners Welfare Association. He's here to speak about public safety and affordable housing. Mr. Sodhi, always great to have you here. Welcome. You have 5 minutes.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Tillo, as the chair and the members and the community members as well. So first of all, thank you for making the staff a good case for leaving the Peel region as is, and Fort Nation listened the Brampton over the Mississauga, and they kept it. So I think it's a positive note that how we approach them positively, and we get a positive responses back from the province and federals. As well as Guru Nanak Street, we really appreciate as a good gesture, 550 years. The teachings, just 30 seconds, the teachings of Guru Nanak is beyond the religious lines. It's for humanity. And we should respect all the religions, respective Christian, non-religious peoples, whoever wants to. It's a small gesture for a good cause. These controversies rather bring in more positive things to share the right information to the public. And thank you for Peter Robertson. He listened. I think he understands the concept behind it. It's a good gesture for him. He is honored to be part of that street. And going back to this one, on September 25th, we had a town hall meeting, which was attended by Paul Vicente, our regional councillor, then Gurpreet Dhillon, and then Sherman Williams, Pat Fortini, Mr. Singh. Some MPPs showed up, and we came here. The rest of the council members and our honorable mayor was not able to attend due to their other priorities. So we discussed about two main issues, which is public is facing every day. Last week in my neighborhood, at gunpoint, people entered in the house. It's a terrible condition. An old lady was locked in. These things happening every day in and out. We can do so many town halls, but the action will be louder than the town halls. That was only just we wanted to do it and highlight the issues. We thank you for the council members who attended, who could not attend. We just would like to go quick and fast. That was our flyer. These are our council members. We thank you once again. And this is some of the audience members. There were around 250 people showed up from the community. It's a non-political event. It was from all political parties, all races. It's Canadian and Bramptonians. You see all the colors in there with diverse Brampton representation. So public safety, we have some statistics last week with the help of Patrick Brown. I think he's listening. We went to the Peel Police Board. 5-minute delegation went up to 30 minutes because this is a touching topic and everyone is concerned, including the board members. And unanimously they listen, they contribute, and we had a good discussion. And we will share it, so I will not state the data again, except 3,454 break-ins in 2016, 15% solvency rate, and 2007 cars stolen, 9.1%, 2016, 17, 18, 19 statistics are very high. Break-ins in the jewelry shop, the hundreds of firearm shootings in Malton, Mississauga. Peel is kind of spike high right now. And we're looking for more police presence. We are willing to work with the city and the region as a concerned residents to support for the better funding from province and federals, positively, collaboratively, not blaming each other. So these are some more stats. And the other, affordable housing is another concern. We know safety is a concern, but same time under the shadow of safety, violation of people's personal rights is not appropriate, and wherever there's a concern, there's a safety concern, should be addressed. We agree with that, and work collaboratively with the residents to have those unregistered basement apartments, to legalize them, register them, work with them. When developer make a housing, they can have a side entrance. I think the planning department can note. I've been advocating for many years. Some of the council members are from previous terms, they were aware. They are allowed to make a side entrance on 2 feet. They can do whatever they want to. It's been approved, still under construction today. violations of the safety standard by the developers. When it comes to homeowner, why don't we give them opportunity to find the right path, work with them? They are the residents are contributing taxes, not the developers. Developers develop the site, they walk away. I think, thank you, Mr. Tillo and Mr. Singh. This week we got an email, or rather yesterday we got an email that after 7 years, 6 to 7 years, the community has been assumed after 6 years of struggle of residents. So these are the concerns. Positive, constructively, we are saying that has to be resolved. And grandfather rule has to be applied, and provincially, federally, these rules are applied. And planning to enforce policies on builders, not only on residents. So no more double standard. Sorry, this is a hard statement, but strict policies for taxpayer, freeway for builders. That's what we have been saying, that this is proven over and over. Even today, construction, if we can have like parking, if we could have a walkway at the end where it was 3 years back, we would have solved so many problems. They could have parked more cars. Then there's no cars on the street. There is less accidents. And same thing as the road safety is also a concern here. And thank you, Mayor Brown. He has brought in a motion in Peel Police Board meeting regarding to having a cameras on 410. We would like to have those cameras extended to the major intersections where accidents, violations are being by the residents. We are one of them. We are also part of this, the mess around us. So these are the few concerns. We can write more. We would like to, and this is our request to our Mayor Brown to have a meeting to discuss.
You got about a minute left.
We will finish it, sir. In a closing remarks, we want to thank you for the opportunity to bring these concerns to here. And city must focus on road safety, infrastructure, development opportunity. These are all written. I think we need more information. We are fully accessible whenever you want to. And whenever the policy has been developed by the staff right now, and we have given first-hand concerns to the 5 councillors right now to the team here, please bring us in before you make the rules. Then people are going to cry later on. Have us part of the team, have the concerned residents part of the team where you develop the right policies for the residents by considering the safety as a priority. We're not encouraging anyone to violate the safety standards. And affordable housing for the seniors too. Right now, wait time is 7-8 years. We need to work. This is a request. It's not like we are criticizing the city. While the elections, federal elections were going on, Mississauga, kind of Mayor and the council was lobbying for, we'll finish it in those types, please. Lobbying for the bus, $487 million. I just read it yesterday. And the Brampton was debating on having a debates. So it's better we put in writing concrete plan and proposals to the federals and provincials and lobby, work with them, and residents will be fully backing you up once they see it's a transparently plan has been delivered. So that's pretty much it is.
Right.
Thank you very much. I hope I didn't go over.
No, it's fine, it's fine. So just before we get to our speakers, there's just a couple of updates, because I know you live in the McBean and Mayfield countryside area. Please. And so Councillor Singh and I and the Mayor have had a number of, speaking to that particular area, we had a number of resident meetings. We had the meeting with yourself as well in your group. Yes, and there's a lot of stuff that came out of it. And so we have a meeting coming up with the Chief of Police. We're taking him on a tour of Ward 9 and 10. Following one of the meetings at Michael Murphy Park, the former interim chief increased patrolling there. There was about 5 or 6 people that were caught in relation to some of those bylaw issues. I know you spoke about traffic as well. Just this week we spoke to the 21 Division Superintendent, Councillor Singh and myself, and so about 40 tickets were given on Beauvert in between Airport and Dixie Road as well. And so feedback from groups like yours in a lot of the community meetings, they're very, very beneficial, because you guys are the eyes and ears as to what's going on. And so we're able to relay that to the police. And so just another update, we're working with York Regional Police in the York region as well in regard to Highway 50. And so it might take a little bit of time, but it's all being worked on, and we appreciate you bringing it to our attention. So we have 3 speakers on the board. And we're going to go to Councillor Fortini first.
Thank you, through the chair. Thank you, Mr. Sodhi, I know you're very passionate. So we have a safety committee. Maybe you should come and delegate there on the safety. See how we can help, because we have a big round table. They all form a little bit of groups. And going back to the housing, maybe even come to the region, because mostly that's a regional issue. I know we're pushing, but we can only push so far. The region is looking into more into housing, for affordable housing. It's backed up, I know, years. So maybe if you want to come there, we could add you to delegation there and come and do a delegation at the region appeal.
Yes, please. And Mayor Brown asked me to go for the appeal police board. We've been on 25th. It was very positive response. And I think 30-minute discussion on a 5-minute delegation. It is very positive, and all board members are on board with us.
And I know we talk on the phone a lot, and thank you for the good things you do. I know you're very active in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fortini. Councillor Vicente.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Sodhi, thank you so much for coming here today. I just have a quick question for you. Are you in general supportive of the city's efforts to hold public meetings all across the city and within the different residents?
We support the town hall. We did it as a concerned resident, was to highlight the concerns. That's all. It was a positive, and we have approached, I think Mr. Tillon is one of the witness, and you were there, and it was very positive note. Nobody, no hooting, there's no political bias in that meeting, and everyone was welcomed, and it was a positive. And we're looking forward and a resolution and an action. We can have 20 town halls, we can have 100 town halls. We need authority to take an action. If needs the funding, please state directly, hey, these are the things we have been approached the province, federals, and here the status is. Residents will definitely, taxpayers will definitely stand by city shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, thank you, through you, Chair. Because I noticed that when the city held a public forum at the Rose Theatre to engage with the MP candidates who were running in the previous election that just ended 2 weeks ago, I noticed that you weren't favorable towards the city with respect to us engaging with potential now MP representatives for the city of Brampton. And I would just ask you to consider that every engagement that the city chooses to have, whether it's by the city or by a member of council in a particular ward, or whether it's town hall on the issue of budget or safety or how to build better neighborhoods, I think it's important for residents to recognize that this council has increased, perhaps by a factor of 100, the amount and the degree of engagement that we are doing with residents across the city. And so we need your support too, sir. So when we host these events, we need your support in the same way that we give you support when you host an event as well. And I think that that's constructive and important, because we need to have constructive dialogue, and comments need to be helpful and always towards finding a solution, as opposed to being critical of individual efforts by different members of council. So on behalf of myself and other members of council, I think I speak for everyone here, we need your support as well. Thank you.
Definitely, Paul. We had after the town hall, we had a long discussion, I think over 2 hours. It's a positive. And if you realize in my delegation right now, I spoke that during the debates happening in Brampton, Mississauga lobbied for funding, and they got it. Their application is already complete, as per yesterday. Has been submitted for $487 million for transportation funding. That's what I request is, humbly request is, please consider, don't take that the words we say, because we all have, yes, you are an authority, council, we are at the other side of the fence because we are taxpayers. We want our efficient services of staff and council utilized in a positive way so that we get what we are looking for. We all have a same goal, no different. Maybe parts are a little bit here and there. We can align our parts, and we'll definitely support back and work together. That's why we are here today.
Thank you, Mr. Sodhi. Councillor Williams.
Thank you, through you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Sodhi, for coming here and delegating. And Councillor Fortini was thinking along the same lines as myself. inviting you to the Community Safety Advisory Committee to come and share your slide deck and talk about some of the concerns that you're experiencing in the community, and from what you're hearing from people. And I'm so glad you brought up speeding, because just last week, a 7-year-old girl was hit by a car speeding right after school up McBean. She's in critical condition. The message hasn't gotten out there. And we don't know if she's gonna make it or not. And right now, a family is devastated because somebody was just in a rush. So I'm so glad you brought that up. We need to be doing more to work together. I myself also has been in contact with the superintendent, and he's increasing police presence on McBean around that school area to send the message and hopefully give more tickets to people who are not taking care on the roads. So thank you for coming and delegating. It's really great to hear from you, and your support will be great, and we can coordinate on how you can come to the Safety Advisory Committee.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Mayor Brown?
Thank you, Councillor Dillon. Welcome back to City Hall. Jotvinder, you mentioned in your comments that Mississauga made submissions and Brampton just debated debates. You may not know, but Brampton did make a submission, and we can get a copy for you, and certainly your help in promoting that. But Brampton was probably the first municipality that had it. I know at AMO and FCM, we were the only one that actually had a full booklet on our asks, detailed asks, detailed projects, and that was talked about a lot here. So maybe you missed that, but I think it's an important document for you to have a copy of, so that you can help champion Brampton's needs. The last thing I'd say is, the beauty of our democracy is that when people participate, and it's great that Jotvinder continues to participate. I know we've had some disagreements on issues like same-sex marriage or sex education, but at least you're showing up and participating. And the fact that you are at the region, you're at the police board, you're at the city, shows you care about our city, and we welcome that.
Thank you. Can I say 2 comments, 30 seconds each? Thank you, Ms. Williams. I've been in a school council for 11 years in a row, school council chair member from Mississauga to Brampton, wherever I live, where my children go. I've been lobbied for a long time on the issues which affects our families. I've been delegating to the Peel District Education Board as well. Mr. Brown, on your point, thank you very much. You brought in very valid points on the sex ed, and we believe in education at right age, and I still stand by, but you change your position. Initially, you were with us. That's okay. It's politics. Difference of opinion changes. Right. I may change my opinion too later on. Let's work towards positive.
We're going to move on to the next
Thank you.
speaker, Councillor Singh.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming here, first of all. And actually, we have a report coming back on basement apartments that's supposed to come to council, I think, next month. So can you give the timelines of it? Would you know, so the public can know and attend?
Yeah, so through the chair, the intent is the report is going to be through in December. So we'll be
December.
The report,
is there a date yet, or it's okay if there's not? I'll make everybody aware.
Sure, we can certainly promote it a bit too, and let
yeah,
people know
because
that it's
then members of the community can come out and read the report as well. I know a lot of people are interested in that report. A lot of people have asked me for an update as well. So when that report comes, we'll be keen to let people know, and then they can come delegate at that point, and that brings the community's input through delegations into that report as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We would like to have our input before you make a final decision. That's a humble request.